So good morning. Here we are, almost done our cardio. Today was very slow, which actually ended up making me sweat more. And here's why. Very tender. I mean, I come to the gym to get swole, but not like this. In 2012, I had done a novice competition, and I came in, I think, 6th. So then in 2013, I changed coaches, and I'd done it again, and I came in first. And I met my friend Rachel, and then I had Maxillo surgery to help with some nerve issues that were causing migraines, and I was very naive and didn't understand the complications that would come from it. I just heard what I wanted to hear, and that it would fix my migraines, and I went running from there. So after that, I was on a soup diet for like a week because they removed my upper jaw, cleaned up all the nerve endings, anchored it because I have such a short window for them to reattach my upper jaw to my skull. They had punctured my sinuses, but also in doing that, my bite changed. So they had to break my lower jaw and then pin it. And then I was wired shut. At the time, I was in the construction industry, and I needed to get my ass back into work because it was summer, it was busy. And there was no one to champion for me or educate me on my rights, or no, you know what? I'll put the blame on me. I could have said, this is when I'm taking my holidays. I need this time to recover. I could have said a million things, but I said nothing. I went back to work. Oh my goodness. Cradling a phone, talking, long hours, the stress. Anyways, fast forward 11 years. I'm back to working out regularly, taking care of myself, a little bit more educated, experiencing a ton of health issues, which is why I started to deep dive further through nutrition and holistic approaches to wellness. And then I got the bug, I wanted to compete again. Rachel had moved back to Canada. She was ready too. And we were like gas to each other's fires. And so we did it. And we both won our categories. And I went on to nationals. And you guys have been following me along my journey, and I appreciate you and thank you for tuning in. So anyways, my autoimmunes, my other health issues that are going on, I'm a way better coach than I am patient. I can look at someone's file and say what they need to support in order to encourage their systems into wellness. And I like diving into their charts and what makes them tick versus doing it for myself. Anyways, yesterday, let's go back to yesterday. No, I'll go back even further. About 6 weeks out from nationals, my face was getting puffier, my teeth were hurting, and I was thinking, whew, I've lost so much weight that my teeth are loose. I had cracked my night guard because I'm a bruxer, which means I grind a lot. And I grind so much that I don't even notice I'm grinding. I just clench. And then as time goes on, eventually I'm like, whew, sore. So I had cracked my night guard, but was still going through everything. Just doing my cardio and my workouts and my nutrition. Ticking all those boxes, getting things done. And then a couple of weeks out, I was like, oh, my gums are really swole. It hurt a lot to floss, but I was doing it diligently because if there is an infection in there, I want to get it out. Don't want to encourage any debris getting in there. So go through my comp without seeing anybody prior because I was terrified of them telling me I had an infection and I needed to take some meds or do something, which I wasn't going to do or take prior to the show because had I won, I would have been subject to a urinalysis and a polygraph. That's the difference between a natural athlete and one that's open. So I know that that's a little excessive. They have a website where you can enter any drugs and it'll tell you if it's a banned substance or not. But I get very confused because you can enter some names of stuff and it would populate a green banner, but say prohibited. To me, green is good, go. Prohibited is bad. So I just stayed away from everything. That and everything has multiple names. And I didn't have time to plug in all of the different names for everything. So I did nothing. Post-competition, I got in to see my dentist. They took some x-rays. And we're like, yo, you got metal in your mouth. She didn't say yo. Anyways, they asked if I had recently had some dental work done. And I said, no. They're like, no surgery of any kind. I'm like, not since 2013. I'm going to refer you to a specialist, she says. A couple of days go by. I get a call from a doctor about root canals. I need 3. I said, I beg your pardon? Booked the appointment because I was blindly following what my dentist and her specialist were recommending, and went to Starbucks. And as I'm in Starbucks, I run into one of the front desk girls that were at my orthodontist's office, and she recognized me. And so we get to talking, and she's like, I'll get back to you. calls me back a couple of days later and says, hey, your charts, well, they no longer exist because they're over 10 years old, but I know who your surgeon was. He's since retired, but all of his patients we've referred to this clinic. So I go to that clinic. Actually, I call them. I tell them my story, and they're like, come in for a consult. So I go, and they're like, yeah, you need to have that hardware removed. So I made the appointment. Appointment was yesterday. I go in, get some numbing, get some local. They start cutting. I start convulsing. They're like, oh, can you feel that? I'm like, yep. They give me a whole bunch more, let me marinate for a bit, and then they come back. And they said 2 of the 4 screws were almost completely backed out. So that plate was moving, and it was vibrating, or floating, sorry. And the other 2 were completely, the bone had completely grown over. So they tried chipping and chiseling. Oh. Another nurse came in so the doctor could get leverage, and she pretty much just held my face there so he could like put a foot on my chest. That's how it felt, yo. I mean, oh, they brought in power tools and started sanding away the bone, which smells way worse than burnt hair. And just over about 45 minutes, it was all done. They had removed it, and then they just needed to stitch me up. And then I was back in my car in an hour and a half, where I kind of sat for a bit, regrouped, because I was shaking. I was like shivering. It was a really weird feeling. I'm guessing it was adrenaline, because when that wore off, it was good. They had packed me full of gauze. Went to Superstore, did some grocery shopping. I'm at the till, and the teller's chatty, and I'm like, I just had jaw surgery. I can't talk. And she was like, oh, do you want to use your points? Do you want the Marvel cards? Do you want the deal of the week? I'm like, debit. I get home, I crawl into bed, have a little nap. I wake up and my face is throbbing. You know when the doctor offers you some pain meds? You might want to take them. Because I'm like, not for me. I don't do that. I'm good. I woke up, saw a text from my husband, and he's like, need anything? I'm like, pain meds. He's like, they didn't send you home with any? I'm like, don't ask. So that was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He got home at 8 p.m. I did take a Tylenol and I went to bed on the couch because I like to sleep on this side and I can't. So on the couch was easier. I don't know why. Just because it wasn't a full pillow, I guess. And I slept right through till 4 a.m., which is crazy for me. Got up, got on the treadmill, and here I am. I'm swole, so swole. It's so tender. Cranked up the treadmill, got it up to where I'm normally at, and the impact did not feel so good, so I backed it off a bit. But I still got my glow on, yo. And I still got this chat in. And we're just gonna take it as it comes and process things as they arise and do our best to stay on track and on plan. Because you know what? It wasn't my foot, my knee, my ankle, my hip. Therefore, my legs can move. No excuses, okay? I'm not saying because I can do it, you can. I'm just saying, hold yourself accountable. No excuses. And that's it for today. Okay? We'll talk again tomorrow. Peace, love, and an ass kicking when we need it.